Okay, so the entire world of AI is getting a massive shakeup. And get this, it's coming from a company you've probably never even heard of. Not yet, anyway. A developer called Moonshot AI just dropped an open source model that isn't just trying to play catch up with the big guys. No, it's looking to leave them in the dust.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That is a huge claim, a brand new open source model claiming it can outperform the biggest, most advanced, closed-off models on the planet. That's the kind of headline that makes everyone in tech, and I mean everyone, stop what they're doing. It's the ultimate David versus Goliath story. But we're talking about AI, so is there any fire to go with all this smoke? Let's find out.
All right, so let's meet our contender. In one corner, you've got Moonshot AI, a developer coming out of China. And in the other corner, well, it's their creation, KIMI-K2.5. It's new, it's powerful, and this is the key part. It's completely open source. Now, I know what you're thinking. New contender, right? You're probably picturing a couple people in a garage somewhere. Well, you couldn't be more wrong. Moonshot AI is reportedly raising funds at a mind-blowing $4.8 billion valuation. Yeah, you heard that right. This is no scrappy underdog project. This is a heavyweight, well-funded operation with one goal: to take on the champs. So, the big question is, how on earth did they do it? How do you build a model that can even attempt to compete at this level? Well, the secret isn't just brute force. It's not just about being bigger, it's about being smarter. And the real magic behind KIMI-K 2.5 is this incredibly clever design trick called a mixture of experts. Okay, so what in the world is a mixture of experts, or MoE model? The analogy here is actually perfect. Think about it like this. Instead of trying to build one giant jack-of-all-trades brain that's kind of good at everything, you build a team of superstars. You've got your math genius over here, a coding prodigy there, and a creative writing guru in the corner. When you give it a problem, the system is smart enough to say, that's a math problem, and it sends it straight to the math expert. It's all about using the right tool for the job. And what this team of experts approach allows for is just insane scale. KIMI-K 2.5 boasts a total of 1 trillion parameters. I mean, that's a number that's hard to even wrap your head around. It puts it right up there in the big leagues, the absolute top tier of models when it comes to pure size. But, and this is the really clever part, that's not the whole story. Because even though it has that 1 trillion parameter arsenal, for any single task you give it, Kimi only fires up about 32 billion of them. See what's happening? It's only waking up the specific expert it needs for that moment. It's this incredible efficiency. It has all the knowledge and power of a giant, but it moves with the speed and agility of a model that's way, way smaller. It's the best of both worlds. And this whole work smarter, not harder philosophy, it doesn't just stop with the architecture. Nope. KIMI 2.5 is also built from the ground up for pure speed in how it actually thinks and processes information. And the secret ingredient here is something called parallelization. It sounds complicated, but it's super simple. Imagine you're at the grocery store. Sequential processing is that one lonely checkout lane with a huge line. It's slow, one person at a time. Parallel processing, that's when they yell, "I can help the next person," and open up 10 registers at once. Everything moves so much faster. By doing tons of calculations all at the same time, Kimi can pinpoint what it needs to know way, way faster. But wait, there's more. They took this whole idea of working in parallel and just cranked it up to 11 with a feature they call the K2.5 agent swarm. So if the mixture of experts is your team of specialists, you can think of the agent swarm as the super efficient project manager who can get 100 of them working on different parts of the same big project all at once. So here's how that actually plays out. You give Kimi a really complex task. The system's orchestration engine immediately kicks in, acting like that project manager. It chops the big problem up into a bunch of smaller, bite-sized pieces. Then it hands out those pieces to up to 100 different AI agents, who all get to work at the same time. Once they're all done, it gathers up all their work and puts it together for the final answer. It's basically hyper-efficient AI teamwork, and the result is you get your answer way, way faster. Okay, so the tech sounds amazing, right? It's huge, but it's also incredibly efficient and fast. But that's all just theory. Now it's time for the main event. How does KIMI-K 2.5 actually perform when you put it in the ring with the reigning champs from OpenAI and Anthropic? Let's look at the numbers. And boom, here we go. This is the HLE full benchmark. HLE stands for Holistic Language Evaluation, and you need to know, this thing is notoriously hard. It's not about simple trivia. It throws incredibly complex, multi-step problems at the AI. We're talking theoretical physics, advanced logic, stuff that requires genuine, deep understanding. And look at that. KIMI-K 2.5 doesn't just hang in there. It comes out on top. It actually scores higher than both GPT 5.2 and Claude 4.5. This right here, this is the result that backs up that absolutely massive claim we saw at the start.
But, let's be fair and look at the whole scorecard. While Kami scored that huge knockout on the HLE benchmark, the fight is incredibly close everywhere else. You can see GPT 5.2 still has a slight edge in reasoning and math, and Claude 4.5 is a tiny bit ahead on coding. But the real story here isn't who won by a fraction of a point. The big takeaway is that for the first time, a truly open source model is in the ring, trading blows with the absolute best in the world. We're talking a difference of less than a percentage point in most cases. That is unheard of. So let's zoom out a little. What does this all actually mean for the future of AI? Because the arrival of a model like KIMI-K 2.5, it's more than just a cool piece of tech. This could be a sign of a fundamental shift in how the entire industry works. I mean, why is this such a game changer? Well, first off, accessibility. Suddenly, the most powerful AI isn't just locked up in the vaults of a few mega corporations. Anyone can use it. Imagine a small startup using Kimi to cure disease, or an indie game developer creating worlds we can't even dream of, all without a massive budget. Second, competition. This puts some serious pressure on the big guys to keep pushing the envelope. And finally, and this is so important, transparency. Since the code is open, the smartest people from all over the world can look under the hood, figure out how it works, find its flaws, and make it better and safer for everyone.
Which really leaves us with this one big, fascinating question. For the longest time, the absolute best, most powerful AI has been a closely guarded secret, locked away by just a handful of companies. But now, that's all changing. The open source world has a true champion that can go toe-to-toe with the titans. So you have to ask yourself, are we witnessing the beginning of a brand new era for AI development? One that's more open, more competitive, and more accessible than ever before?